Hey guys, this is the latest 3D printed Bullpup blaster called the Stealth Thunder, or in G in Chinese. Thank you very much to Ideal Foam Blaster, or IFB, for lending me this blaster for review. This blaster is officially designed by Sway, and the official Chinese reseller is QLDY Studio, also known as 枪林弹雨工作室. They are also the ones who came out with this 3D printed IIB car with the air spoiler, as featured in the past video by Bradley Phillips. If you noticed, this blaster has the spring, barrel and the plunger tube all in line with each other, which resembles a very recent bolt action blaster called the Koto Dama, as reviewed by ZDL. This also reminds me of the Taurus by Orion Blasters, which was reviewed about 4 years ago by Psych SG. What you see here is the second form of this Stealth Thunder with the pump action shroud. The first form is a shorter shroud with a small side prime, which is the default form it comes from the factory. Let's take a look at what you will see during the unboxing. You get the main blaster body with the default spring and barrel installed. A pump action shroud with bearings on the priming block. An extra threaded longer barrel. An IIB car with the shroud and the air spoiler as mentioned earlier. Screws and side prime bar. A pistol grip. And 5 rumbling bamboo darts. It did not come with a pump grip. Please note that if you do get this blaster, it may come with different parts compared to what you see here, depending on what you choose to buy. Let's put the orange one aside and look at this blue demo unit instead. According to the designer, this blue Stealth Thunder has a plunger volume of 160cc, but effective air volume is about 133cc due to the inline spring and barrel. The print is very good, although the shell feels a little bit thin. It has an additional shorter shroud and the side prime bar already installed by IFB. It also comes with a pack of screws, an additional smaller buttstock end cap, the pump action shroud, a 70cm long barrel, and 2 extra springs which I presume are the heavier springs provided by the factory. The shorter shroud can be detached by taking out 2 screws, one from the top and one from the bottom. The side prime is ambidextrous and can be screwed on both the left and right side of the plunger system. However, the side prime bar is quite small and can only be gripped with 2 fingers. Not good if priming a heavier spring. It has a perfect air seal. Let's do a quick FPS check with 1 gram regular worker darts and no BCAR to see how hard it hits out of the box. It has an average FPS of 166.7. As mentioned earlier, IFB passed me a 70cm barrel and 2 extra springs. One is 1.9mm thick and 33cm long, and the other is 2mm thick and 30cm long. Both springs come with spacers. Spoiler alert, taking this blaster apart to swap the spring and barrel was a nightmare. According to the instructional video, the blaster needs to be primed first. Removing the side prime bar, and this is what it looks like when removed. Now, loosen the collet by removing 5 screws. This is where I got stuck. According to the instructional video, after unscrewing the threaded barrel, everything will slide out of the plunger tube smoothly. The spring can then be taken out by engaging the tab on the cylinder. But for this demo unit, the cylinder got stuck at this part of the plunger tube and could not be taken out no matter how much I turned and tugged at it. Also, as this blaster is borrowed, I had to be extra careful and gentle. But despite my best efforts, the cylinder was still stuck inside. Not too sure if it's a tolerance issue. In the end, I decided to just insert everything back into the blaster, align everything properly without screwing in the collet, and fire off the blaster. This caused the cylinder to pop out together with the spring, leaving this plunger part inside the tube. I then unscrewed the threaded barrel and fished the remaining plunger part out with my finger. This was such a pain in the ass. The next part of the instructional video shows how to insert the spring and attach everything back together. However, despite summoning all my strength and leverages, it was impossible to put the heaviest 2.0 spring in, with and without a spacer. I did manage to put the 1.9 spring with a spacer into the plunger unit, but it was a very tough fight and I used up all my strength doing that. I had to battle with the springs off screen as it was difficult to capture the action on video from this angle. Honestly, I don't think the average player will be able to insert the 1.9 spring in. Also, I was very glad that nothing broke throughout the whole process. Another huge pain in the ass. Putting everything back together and making sure the collet is aligned properly. Using a little bit of force to push the plunger system into the tube past the point where it got stuck. It is magnetic, which will let you know if it is properly aligned in the right position. Putting the 4 screws back first, followed by the side prime bar and the last screw on top. The last screw cannot be screwed on too tight, otherwise the blaster cannot be primed and will get stuck halfway. Let's do a FPS check. With the second heaviest 1.9 spring and spacer, and the 70cm barrel with no BCAR, the blaster got an average FPS of 275.3 and standard deviation of 3.61. The numbers seem quite good. As you can see, it was very difficult trying to prime the blaster with the tiny side prime bar. With heavy springs, the Stealth Thunder definitely needs to be pump action. Let's swap the side prime to pump action. I forgot to attach the screws onto the priming bars. Screwing them on now and also taking out the side prime bar. And it is finally done. The pump action feels a little bit stiff because I forgot to apply lubricant to the moving parts inside. Maybe lubricating it will help to smoothen it. Also, there is this little gap at the top rail where the two parts join. Not a big issue to me, but it may be annoying for some people with OCD. In the pump action configuration with a 70cm barrel, the Stealth Thunder measures about 83cm long. Comparing just the body, the Stealth Thunder is also about 9cm longer than my Sting's 2.1. Let's head to the range for the grouping test. With brand new 1.3 gram Sabre TDARTs and ZWQ30 BCAR, the average FPS is 234.1. The grouping test is conducted outdoors. The weather is very hot and humid, and there are strong winds. My LPVO is roughly 0 to hit the 30-meter human-sized target, and I'm aiming for the target's center mass at 30 meters. Despite the strong winds, the grouping is quite good. Although I'm guessing the grouping and FPS can be improved further with some tuning, and maybe with a slightly shorter barrel. After trying the Stealth Thunder for a while, I feel that the modularity of being able to swap out different shrouds and prime options is good. The concept and design of having the inline spring, barrel and plunger tube is very interesting, and definitely worth exploring further with. But it should also be user-friendly. Ease of use is a very important factor to me. Compared to the good blasters and platforms we currently have, such as the Worker Harrier, Seagull, Kunlun, Gavin Fuzzy SBL and Orion Lynx, with fast takedowns and easy maintenance, this Stealth Thunder is definitely not user-friendly enough. It takes quite a bit of effort and time to take out just one component, and I also constantly worry about breaking something when putting heavier springs into this blaster. I can't compare price at the moment, as I'm not too sure if IB is going to list this blaster for sale. My honest opinion, aesthetically, this Stealth Thunder looks good with its modular shrouds and priming options. But in terms of usability, it is just too complicated and difficult for my one brain cell to handle. If you want a Bullpup Springer blaster that is easy to use and maintain, go with the tested and proven platforms like the Lynx for lower FPS and the Slings for higher FPS instead. Do you agree? Please leave your comments below, like this video and subscribe to my channel if you found this useful. Thank you and see you.